Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. And see if we can get the Fox 5 weather up here. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty hairy day. Fortunately, Jack's already gone outside and taken care of his business. So he should be good for a little while anyway. But it's supposed to be doing this all day long, I think. And then a little break, and then we're supposed to get some tomorrow evening again. So we'll see. It's all good. Let's see who's hanging out with us. We've got Mr. Darren Birds. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, Larry. He says, looking at 95 today. Holy cow. You guys just jumping right on in there to middle of summer, aren't you? At 95, that's too hot for this early. Leo Steger's here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Easy day at work, calibrating micrometers again. Good deal. Larry says, looks like Dave is going to catch lots of weather today. That mess missed us down here. Yeah, it's we've got a storm alert day according to this thing I'm looking at here. I'm trying to find the. Oh, there's the big radar. Oh man, that's a big old blob of stuff, and there's no way it's going to miss me this time because it's really big. But we'll hunker down, see what happens. Let's see, where was I at here? George Rothfuss is here. He says, good morning, all. In my neck of the woods, it looks like this Tuesday's mostly cloudy, high of 56. Okay, low 32. Man. George says, by the way, I found out something about my house dog. I call him Ninja. He really wants to be free to hunt when he is on the prey. He is single-minded. Almost nothing can break his attention. Yeah, some dogs are like that. Lou Thomas is here. Good morning, Lou. How you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. LB Sharp, he says, I have a tech question about YouTube. I used to get notifications on my phone when I chose reminder, but I no longer do now. Well, let me get some coffee before I try to answer that one. I think I'm not 100% positive because I'm not that tech savvy. But I think that even if you go on your computer and check get reminder or click the reminder button, I think if you don't have the app on your phone set to get notifications, you won't get them, even though you have it on your computer. So I don't know if you're talking about you're doing it all on your phone or what, but if you have it selected, I guess you just have to go into your settings and check for that app and see if you have them turned on. That would be my guess. I don't know. Clyde CNC is here this morning. Good morning, Clyde. That's my phone making some kind of noise. I'm trying something new today. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I got to thinking about how, it's telling me that the coffee sessions is live. Yeah. See, I didn't get it until 9:06, so yeah, I'm trying something different. Since I always have my phone sitting here, and this, may not be what causes my little dip, but I thought, my phone checks email about every 10 or 15 minutes. And it seems like when I have my little dip in bandwidth or whatever, it's every 10 minutes or so, because usually during a coffee session, it'll do that about 3 times. So I thought, well, I'm just going to turn the Wi-Fi off, because I don't know if by having my phone here this close, and maybe when it's syncing those email things, it's using bandwidth, I don't know. But I figure it's worth a try. I'll try turning the Wi-Fi off and see if that makes any difference. And so far, I haven't seen it do it, but that don't mean anything. It'll probably do it here in just a minute. But anyway, some Rue Bottoms here. Good morning, Wilson. Thank you for the thumbs up. We got a few of them going on over there. Okay, well, here I was just talking about that. He says, you're a really fuzzy day and intro cut out for me. I didn't hear it cut out on this end, so I don't know. I have no idea. Marcelo Ballone's here. Good morning. Clyde, it's still a little nippy up there where you're at. 37 going to 52. Dave B's in the house. Good morning, Dave. Rob Schuster is here this morning. How you doing, Rob? Solar Man's on the road again. How you doing, Ryan? Thomas Graham, good morning. Lou Thomas says very fuzzy. Okay. Well, now I'm all confused. That may be on y'all's end, because I have not seen it get fuzzy here. Or maybe it is. Yeah, there it is. Yep, it just popped up. Just popped up. I don't know. That stuff just drives me nuts. Klondike is here this morning. How you doing? Who knows what the deal is with that? It always acts like it's my Wi-Fi signal, and I am not on Wi-Fi. Maybe I need to swap out that cable, because when I look down here, it would tell me whether I'm on the Wi-Fi or on the it says I'm connected to the router. Now I'm turning the Wi-Fi off. That was on. Well, maybe that was it. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Maybe when I don't know. I'm so tired trying to figure that stuff out. It's like it does it every day, and every day I sit here and go, I don't know what it is. All right, so I've got the Wi-Fi turned off on the computer, not everywhere else. But it said it had because my new thing is called my old one used to be Netgear 50, and this one is Netgear 63, and it says it was connected. But then when I scrolled a little farther down, it also had Wi-Fi on there, so maybe it was trying to use Wi-Fi, which you'd think would still work, because the router's literally from there to the desktop computer is probably less than 4 feet. It's probably about 36, 40 inches, something like that. Who knows? Larry Stat says he thinks I need a new modem. I don't know, maybe. I just know, like I said, I did a speed test this morning right before I went live, and it's the highest it's been. I was at 460.81 download and 20.91 upload, which should be way more than enough to do this little live stream. But we'll see. All right, well, y'all let me know if I get fuzzy again, and that'll rule out that thing. Yeah, he told me that yesterday. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What else? Did y'all see my little my new digital calipers? These aren't really too bad. I hadn't really looked at them until I got ready to do that video yesterday. But that let me move it so it'll come on. That display, you can see how big it is. That display is, if I can get it out of the reflection, that display is really big. Even somebody blind as a bat like me can see that without my glasses. So I'm not super excited about the. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. The fraction, when you can set it to fractions. And the reason I'm not, because depending on where you stop it, depending on what you're measuring, let's see if I can find some. Let me just measure this pen here. If I do this, yeah, it says that to measure this pen, it says that it's 39 128ths. Well, see, since it goes so far like that, that, I don't know what 39 128ths is, but if it would round it to, okay, now I just barely moved it and it says 5/16. So I know what 5/16 is. That's 0.312. And it also has 64ths, which, my brain does not think in 64ths of an inch or 1/28th of an inch. About a 30-second is about as far as my little pea brain goes. So I'm not going to get that much use out of the fractional stuff, but I usually use it, because the dial calipers I have, you're measuring a decimal number. And having worked in sheet metal all those years, I know most of the conversions from, I know like 0.625 is 5/8, and 0.8125 is 11 or 13/32. 0.6875 is 11 11/16 and 13/16, I should have said. But yeah, the fraction thing is nice, but if it's going to read the 64ths and 1/28ths, then I probably won't use that. I don't really work in fractions anyway. But yeah, I do like the nice big display. So that's pretty nice. And let's see. There was really three main things I liked. The big display was one. The fact that it's got the auto shut off, which really pretty much all of them do that these days. That's not like that was something fancy they did. But then they did include a second battery, and that's one reason why I've never liked digital calipers. It's not really for any other reason other than I don't like stuff that runs on battery, because every time you turn around, you got to put batteries in it. I'd rather have something that's either mechanical, like a dial caliper, or, is plugged up to power with wire, instead of the wireless stuff. Class says 5/16 is almost 8 millimeter. Right, yeah. 5/16 is 0.312 and 8 millimeter is 0.315, I believe. So just a few thou different. Yeah, that display's for old men. And I don't know if anybody's checked the link. If you watch the video, I have a discount code which I think is only going to last till like the 15th of April. So um, I think that's what they said. I don't know why they did it like that, but when they sent me the code, they said, yeah, if you can, try to hurry and do the video because the code's going to expire on the 15th. So I didn't get it done until yesterday. But I think they are $29.99 regular price, and the discount code. If you put that code in, you get 20% off, and then I think there's another 20% off for something, and so it's a total of 40% off, which brings it down to $17.99. So for under $20, they're pretty good. And like I said in the video, for $20, you can't expect much for digital calipers, but it's perfect for the hobbyist. Now, if I was, working for NASA or something, I'd probably buy a little nicer set. But Thomas says, does the auto shut off really shut off, or is it sucking on the battery when it is off? You did not watch my video, did you? I did a special clip where I show the thing with the display on, and I turned it on, and then I set my phone down with a timer and hit it, and then didn't let it run because I wanted to see, because they say that it will auto shut off in about 5 minutes. So I thought, well, let's see if it really does, or if it just stays on, or how long it takes. And it took about 5 minutes and 40 seconds. There, I just saved you time. You won't have to watch the video now. But yeah, it does shut off. And like I said, I don't think that's any big, it's nothing that this company's got the thing on. They all do that nowadays. And the reason they all do that is because I'm sure when they started making it, people would complain, go, yeah, I always forget and stick them back in the case and leave the dadgum thing on. And then you go to use it and the battery's dead. I know from my experience working in a sheet metal shop, I used to go out and talk to a lot of the machine operators and stuff like that. And a lot of them, the younger ones, always had digital caliper. The old guys would have the dial caliper. Well, the younger guys probably had the digital because they didn't really know how to read a dial caliper. And so it was just easier for them. But I wished I had a nickel for every time I've been out there talking to one of them and go, well, what are you getting on that, 0.82 measurement or what? And they go to grab them and the battery's dead. And they're like, it's not working. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't like digital caliper. But I do like these. We'll see how long the batteries last. Another thing they kept talking about, and they asked if I would make sure I mention it in the video. They said that the lithium battery, the CR2032, lasts longer than an LR44. So I mentioned that in the video, but I just say, yeah, that's what I'm told. I don't know that that's the case, but that's what the claim is, that they last longer. And of course they do give you a spare, so we'll see. Lou says, when I was in the shop, digitals were not allowed in the shop. Yeah, that's and see, the other thing too is, and this is just me being picky, but you know how you can take these calipers and they got the little 0 button. So if you close it, only I'm not going to close it completely. Let's see if I can do this. This thing is really touchy. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on millimeters. Yeah. Okay, so there I've got it set to 6.5 thousandths right there. All right. But at a glance, it looks like it's close because you have to look close to see a little gap right there. All right. Well, let's suppose you pick these up and you think that it's closed. So you zero it out and then you start measuring stuff. Now, everything you measure, you're 6.5 thou off because you zeroed it when they weren't really closed. You really have to make sure. Yeah. See, if I push them closed now, it's showing 7 thousandths. So that's, and like I said, you get young guys that get these because they can't read the other kind. And then they zero them wrong like that. Um, I don't know if you can tell. I don't know what he's barking at, but we are fixing to get. It's already raining out there, and you can maybe hear the thunder and stuff rolling in. So it's coming, and we've got just a few more minutes to go here. So probably when I shut the coffee sessions down, I'll turn the computer off and unplug stuff because it's going to get a little hairy in here, I think. In a little while. And I hope it blows through pretty quick, and because I really got some stuff I want to do on the computer this afternoon, but I may not get a chance. Tom says that's different. Some still leak a lot when off, and others leak not very much. Well, my little test, all it does is show that the display disappears. That still don't mean it might not be. I don't see how it could be using any power, but I don't know. And like I said, another thing that got me too, and because I didn't read the directions after I read them, I thought, it says it right here that it does. Let me get him back out of here. Is when I first started picking them up, I would pick them up and they'd be off, and then I'd hit the on off button and turn them on. Well, then after I was fiddling around with them a while, if you turn them off, let's see, let me do it this way. So it's off, but if you move them, it's got an auto on. So that's another thing that, let's say you turn them off, and then when you go to put them in a case, you bump it, and now you've turned them back on. So if you set them in the case, they will eventually shut off, but it's, like I said, another 5 or 6 minutes of running that it doesn't need to run. And like I said, I don't like stuff with batteries. I don't like having to fiddle around with batteries because, I like something with dial calipers. You pick them up, they're going to work every stinking time. You don't have to worry about, do I have a spare battery in the toolbox and all that kind of stuff. LB Sharp says, I used my Harbor Freight for over 8 years, just replaced it last month. Yeah, they say they say those batteries should last at least a year or stuff, but then it all depends on how much you use them. I really don't use any kind of caliper that much, even the dial caliper. I don't have a reason to use them. Now, back in the day when I worked a real job at the sheet metal shop, I had 6-inch caliper, 12-inch caliper. I had all kinds of different measuring things because part of my job was to re-engineer parts that people would, instead of, if they didn't have drawings, some people would just bring a part and go, well, I need you to make 2,000 of these, and if it was an assembly, we'd have to take it apart and measure everything, all the holes, the angles of the bends, and all of that stuff to reverse engineer stuff. So I was using calipers all the time. And again, I use dial calipers. But But really, no matter which kind you use, whether it's the dial, the veneer, or the digital, you have to treat them like they're really, uh, you have to treat them with kid gloves. You can't be knocking them off the desk and on the floor because, you're going to, who knows if they're accurate after that. Um, it's kind of like I always used to tell people when I'd see somebody drop a tape measure, I'd go, "Oh, you just calibrated that thing," because it's probably because depending on how it hits, if it hits on this uh, little doohickey here, the grabber, um, and you bend that, then it's not the same. But I found most of the time, like whenever I'm doing a project, maybe you guys do the same thing. I don't even know how many tape measures. This is a little bitty one that came in a set. It's even, it's got the key ring thing, and I keep it in here because I just, I don't use this type out in the shop. But I have a bunch of different tape measures. But I found that the best way to get good results is whenever you start a project, if you start it with a tape measure, use that one tape measure the whole way, because if it's off, say you've dropped it and bent that little thing on the end, the hook, and it's off a 30-second or, a 16th or whatever, as long as every part you measure with that, they'll all be off the same, and it should all still fit together. But if some guys, they'll be in their shop and they'll go, "Where'd I put that tape measure? Here's another one. Let me use this one." I would never do that. I don't do that. I always make sure I'm measuring the same, with the same tape measure, so that if it's off, everything's off. Man, this is going to work out just about right, because I'm just about ready to sign off here, and it is. You can probably hear that in the background, the thunder, and if there's thunder out there, I'm sure there's probably lightning in my area too. Let me check my little. I'll give you a. Let's see if I can make this. How do you make this thing full screen? I don't care about the past here. Well, I was going to try to share screen and show you, but I don't. Yeah, the rain's really. Can you hear that? it's really starting to come down, and I'm set the radar for future and hit the thing to make it so it show. I'm going to be right in the middle of that big old blob of stuff. So, yeah, it is poured down right now. All right, let's see. Marcelo said, "I've had my dial veneer for 42 years and still works like it's new. Used it a lot as a machinist." Yeah. If you take care of them, they last forever. Like I said, you got to not get in the habit of using them to measure something and then setting them down on the edge of a table or something, because you knock them off, and once they hit the floor, I mean, they might be okay depending on what they land on. If they land on a rubber fatigue mat or something, it might be okay. But most shop floors are concrete, and you drop one on there, they're usually not much good after that. All right, I'm going to get out of here. That was my timer, and it is really coming down. And